Good morning, my name is Darren de Klerk. I'm the Silt and Waste Recovery Task Force lead and I've been working on the task force for the last 3 or so months. Today with me I have Gus Charteris.
Kia ora koutou, I'm Gus Charteris. I've been working with Darren on some silt recovery work which we'll tell you about, but also been working with the most affected horticultural growers, so it's good to be here.
So today we're here to talk a little bit about the commercial category funding. On the 3rd of May, government announced 70 million to go towards affected growers and businesses most affected by Cyclone Gabrielle. 62.6 of that million has gone to Hawke's Bay and the balance to Te Rāwhiti Gisborne. So the last 3 or so weeks we've been framing up what the commercial category looks like, and Gus has been heavily involved. So Gus, can you tell us a little bit about what you've been doing with the sector?
Great. So government has provided this money for the most affected businesses who have been impacted by sediment and debris. And so there are some key criteria which will be available on the HBR website. But essentially your premises has to be in Hawke's Bay. It has to have been significantly impacted by sediment and debris, and we will be asking some questions on the impact to your operations, the impact on income, and the impact of your overall percentage of your property. Importantly, your business has to be providing a good or service for profit. So this fund is not for residential or lifestyle blocks.
Thanks, Gus. Well, thanks for that summary, Gus. Maybe you want to tell those watching in how can you make an application and what's the process?
Great. So the application process is going to be open for a month until the 30th of June 2023, and you will make your application online via the HBRC website. We will have some support for those that need some support either through the online process or if you want to sit down with someone and work through the process one-on-one.
Yeah, and I think the easiest way you can do that is by calling through to our 0800 number. So we're going to use the existing 0800 number, which is 0800 108 838, or emailing through to our waste@hbrc.govt.nz and making an inquiry there, and we will get in touch to support you through that application process.
That's great. Did you want to talk about how once the application has been made, what that process looks like, Darren?
Sure. So in the background, we've been setting up a review panel essentially. So as you make an application, that review panel, which is made up of external party, will look at your application against the relevant criteria and eligibility, and make sure first that you meet that eligibility, and from there they'll process your application. One of the priorities that we're looking at is making sure that those that are worst affected are essentially getting the money first, or the grant first. So those who can prove that their business or their income has been affected 100%, then they will get first priority, and we'll work down the affected nature as we go through the rationalisation process. We'll also look at having an assessment panel that signs off on the review process. So those reviewers will write a report likely every week through an assessment panel. That assessment panel will meet and rubber stamp that for the money to be released. Even though the application closes in 30 June 2023, DIA, who are the main agency with MFE and MPI, have allowed through to 30 June 2024, so another 12 months or another year, to expend the grant. And that is around getting, as Gus touched on, getting your business back to production of some form. So that money has to go to cleaning up your property to get it back to production, and that typically will be the physical tidying up work. So we see this grant going towards engaging a contractor or your own services to tidy up your property.
So the $40,000 that's been made available either previously, or if you haven't received it previously, then through this round as a grant. The $210 if you've received the maximum $40,000 already, or $250 if you haven't received $40,000. That is on a 50-50 cost share basis. So you will need to spend the money in order to receive the 50% cost share back.
And so through the process, and when you apply online, we'll be releasing some scenarios that give you some idea around, if this is your situation, how much you would be, eligible for. we are hopeful that that assessment panel works pretty smoothly and they green stamp it there, and money should start rolling out the following day. So we are working towards the Friday the 8th of June, and then, as I touched on, a weekly roll from there. So yeah, meet every Thursday with money to be paid out every Friday is the way that we're working towards, and money will go to the bank account that you've obviously put forward in that application process. Kia ora, Gus, thank you very much for your time this morning, and for those watching in, the fund will be live now, so keep an eye out for comms on where to click a link and follow that application process. As we touched on before, we're generally there to help you, so please reach out via that 0800 number, so 0800 108 838, or via our email address that'll be online, and we can do our best to kind of help you fill out the form and ensure that those who are deeply affected get the money. Thank you.